Om Sri Sai Ram. I offer my humble pranams at Swami's lotus feet. Students, brothers and sisters, elders who are present here, I extend my heartfelt Sai Ram to everyone. In the Bhagavatam, King Parikshit had the good fortune of sitting at the feet of sage Shuka and listening to the divine leelas of Lord Krishna. The Bhagavatam revealed in minute details how the Lord of the universe lived with the ordinary Gopalas and Gopis and gave them unsullied love and blessings and miracles in day-to-day lives. For us to get the same joy, we have options to either read the Bhagavatam and resort to our imagination of who Krishna might have been, and how the Gopalas and Gopis would have interacted with him. But today, we have the good fortune of having amidst us someone who has literally grown up all his life under the blessings of Bhagawan. It is our honor to welcome Sri V. Srinivas Rao Garu, a lifelong devotee of Swami. He was introduced to Swami in 1949 at the age of 6. He was born to Srimati Vijay Lakshmi Devi and Sri V.V. Chaudhary Garu. His father was a distinguished barrister in the High Court of Madras and a legal advisor to the Hindu Religious Endowment Board. And his mother was a very active Mahila coordinator in Swami's organization. Swami to them was like the guardian of the family, a head of the family. In fact, in many of his talks, Sir has vividly recalled how Swami, like a father, like the head of the family, used to inquire about them. Sir had the good fortune of receiving guidance from Swami at every step of his life, including what to pursue in his education. He went on to do PhD in chemistry in IIT Madras. Thereafter, with Swami's blessings, he went into the corporate world in Mumbai, started his career in Mumbai. With Swami's blessings, even his extended family was Swami's devotee. In fact, his father-in-law, Sri M. Balaya Garu, was blessed to portray the role of Shirdi Sai Baba's father in the television series Shirdi Sai Parthi Sai Divya Katha, which was filmed at Parthi. Sir has dedicated his life to Swami and his organization. He is currently the convener of Amirpet Samiti in Hyderabad. And through the Sathya Sai Nigamam Center, he is extending enormous seva to all the devotees in Hyderabad in the field of education, in the field of healthcare, supporting women. I see most of the gathering here is our students from the hostel here. I would like to bring home to them the great good fortune to have him amidst us. To be a student in this organization, in Swami's Institute, is itself a blessing. It's a divine choice with which you are here. It's doubly blissful to actually listen to his stories. We are here not just to study physics, chemistry, biology, mathematics, or MBA. We can study that in any university. But the greatest gift of being here is to actually know about the Leelas of divinity who has walked amidst us here in this very hallowed land. With that as a humble reminder to all of us who will sit and have the opportunity to listen, I would now like to welcome Sri Srinivas Rao Garu to please address the gathering. Jai Sai Ram.
Om Sri Sai Ram. I offer my salutations to my dear Swami, his lotus feet. Not only mine, but I would like to take the privilege of offering all our pranams at his lotus feet. I thank at the outset Sri Sathya Sai Samarpan organization people, the Brindavan Management Committee, the elders and the youngsters who have come here. I will not leave behind the women who have come here, the Mahilas who have come here to attend this function. I'll be happy to see that all of you who have assembled here know the purpose of this Samarpan program. You are all here not because of you being invited, but because of Swami's blessings, which we all deserve to have. And I will start the Samarpan program right away. I was told that 6 o'clock is the time when I have to finish. Now, as my brother Jaideep has informed, I was there with Swami, with my parents' blessings, my father, Dr. V. Chaudhary Garu, and my mother, Vijaya Lakshmi Devi. Right from the year 1949, I was a 6-month-old child when I was taken to Pathamandiram at Puttaparthi. So from 6 months child to a body which has grown for 77 years, I'm here to present Swami's miracles, how Swami has helped me out in carving a career for me. And this is for all to know that yes, in the presence of a guru, a father, a mother, and God like Sri Sathya Sai Bhagawan, one can be associated with him as well as the rest of the world and grow up in your own career in a manner which he likes. There is always a difference between what you want to do and what is the right thing to do. Most of the time, we go at the Y junction trying to find out whether what I want to do is the right thing or what others say is the right thing is what I am doing. My dear students, I would always say, whenever you are there at that particular Y junction, just pray and seek his guidance. How he is going to guide you, the way that he does this guidance is all left to him. And only thing that we need to have is the patience to wait till he guides you. Don't be in a rush. The whole world is there to grow on. I was assured by Swami that nothing will happen to this world for another 10,000 years to come. Right from the Kruta Yuga, we know the same earth was there. After Kruta Yuga, we have Rama coming up in the Treta Yuga. and we listen to all the good paths that Lord Rama has taken and what all he has spoken about. They still remain in our hearts. And in fact, on the 27th, we celebrate Sri Ram Navami. We don't know who our great grandfathers are. What is their names also we don't know. But we know about Sri Rama. And we celebrate his birthday. Why? Because what he has left behind to this world. Similarly, our brother was saying about Krishna. September 4th, the Krishna's birthday is coming up. And I was told that it is going to be the 5,474th birthday of Krishna. This is being calculated. And why I know about it is Amirpet Samiti, which I belong to, is going to celebrate the Krishnashtami at Shivam. The responsibility of celebrating that Krishnashtami fell on this Amirpet Samiti for 2026 year. So these are the incidents that we have to keep in mind, that why such people, why such great noble souls are being remembered over decades of years, and why we forget about all the Rajas and Maharajas who have ruled this country or the other places. So let's be clear that the spirituality is the one that is going to rule the world. It had ruled the world earlier and it's going to rule the world. If that is so, why not we go into the same path of spirituality along with our day-to-day livings? So with this I start. So my father, V.V. Chaudhary Garu, obtained his doctorate of law degree from England and practiced as a barrister in the High Court of Madras from 1929. Now, he was also a legal advisor for the Hindu Religious Endowment Board. This HREB had about 30,000 temples and 151 mutts under their control at that time, being governed by an ICS officer. My father, being in that particular line, having gone abroad, understood their culture, came back to India, followed up with his own assignments. Once he saw Swami, he changed all his attitudes and said, yes, I'll become a devotee of Swami. My dear students, you will also come across such situations where you have to take decisions. If you take the right decision, like the gratitude I have for my father, but 77 years I have been in the fold of Swami. So, and I have enriched myself, evolved myself in this path. If my father were not to take that decision on that particular day, we don't know what we would have been doing. Instead of being at Brindavan, giving you a small lecture here, I would have been sitting in some other club or somewhere, spending my time without any use. Now, with this philosophical outlook, and my mother, as Jaideep has informed, she was very smart and very eager to do and very affectionate. So both of them, they saw Swami in 1948 at one Mr. Niladri's house when there's an ear-piercing ceremony that was being conducted. They said, yes, this is the right thing to do. And then Swami has blessed them to say that, yes, in 1949 December, you please come to Pathamandiram. This was an order that was passed by the Lord to my parents. Why 1949 December? Is I was born on May 23rd, 1949. So 6 months after my birth, I was asked to be there at Prashanti Nilayam, Pathamandiram. I'll share a funny incident with you. My mother, she dreamt about Parvati Devi before my birth, and so she stacked up a pile of girls' clothes. Then when we went to Pathamandiram, she said, okay, it's a small village, doesn't matter what type of a child is coming there or what type of dress they are going to wear. The villagers are not going to bother about it. So let me carry these girls' dresses. Now, when my mother was doing the Seva there, so she was leaving me with Swami and my father, with a milk bottle and a water bottle. So Swami was about 23 years old. He was playing with me. He was offering to me through the milk bottle. And suddenly he found that I am in the girls' dresses. He didn't like it. So what he does, he calls for a tailor, gets 2 dresses made, 2 half shirts and 2 half pants made, and said, okay, why not we see that this boy is really looking nice in the boys' dresses. Okay? That is the type of affection and love he has shown on the children those days. Right? Remember when you go to your native place or your cousin's place next time, and if you are around 20 years already, then find out if a small child needs something which is not being done by their parents. So you correct them. You go, take the first step to offer the dresses to the small child. Okay? So that makes you fall in the path of Swami. You are able to get your love and affection out of yourself. They are there. In the heart you have a lot of love, a lot of affection, which you are not able to show. But this small incident I am narrating to make you encouraged to do this particular seva, in the sense that you are getting the virtue out of you. You have got a lot of virtues. You have to unplug them. So after a few days at Pathamandiram, as my mother says, I had a lot of breathing problem. My lungs were not functioning properly, and by the end of the day, their skin turned blue. And the people who are around, they tried to revive me. They were not able to. Then they said, let my mother take him, let my boy, to Swami. So it was 8:30 in the morning after dinner, and then those days there was no current. It was only Petromox lights or hurricane lanterns. In that light, she has taken me to Swami and knocked at the door, and Swami opened the door saying that, why are you knocking me at this hour of the day? He knows pretty well if there is a need, anybody, you, me and anybody else can knock at his door. She did the same thing, and Swami replied by saying that, okay, I'll cure him. He rematerialized Vibhuti with his dance of his arms, and then he created the Vibhuti, put it on my body as well as one on my forehead, and he said, next day morning he will be all right. As per Swami's words, next day morning I was playing. So next time when we made another visit, as a small boy, I had dysentery and a lot of vomiting that is happening. So I became very weak and the pulse was not able to be registered. So all the ladies got afraid. So again we rushed to Swami. Swami said, okay, and he materialized Vibhuti and put a few drops of water from his own glass into my mouth and said, in 2 days he will be okay. And as Swami said, after 2 days I was okay, perfectly normal. So this way he saved me twice when I was in infancy. The third time, I was about 3 years old. We had in Chennai, now earlier Madras, a 3-story building. So on the terrace of the 3-story building, there was a trellises, a pandiri we call it, with a jasmine flowers and all creepers on. So my sister was plucking flowers from there in the evening around 3 o'clock, and I also joined. Playfully, I tried to reach a flower which is beyond my reach, and somersaulted over the trellises and fell onto the ground, which was a hard, rocky ground that was laid before the garage and the gate. So with that sound, the mommy, we call mommy in Chennai, those elderly ladies, she saw this, heard the sound and said, Paya Satipota, the boy is dead. With more than 35 feet height, I landed upon the ground, which was a hard soil. So my sister ran down, she pulled me to the puja room, she applied vibhuti all over my body and sat there in the puja room. My father returned from the court around 4 o'clock or 4:30. Then we went to the doctor examined me and said, there is no wound at all, there was not even a scratch, there is no fracture at all. So when I was about 10 years old, I was there at Prashanti Nilayam. Those days it was easy for us to know that you don't have that fortune. I did have, by the grace of Swami, to go upstairs to Swami's room directly. So I was climbing the circular stairs, and at the last step I stayed back because I heard that Swami was talking about Chaudhary Garu's family and especially about me. He narrated the 3 times that he has saved my life. So this was directly and indirectly assuring that this particular thing has happened, and I was given the 3rd birth in this Janma itself. Why did it happen? You are all intelligent students, so you'll have the question, why it happened? Did I do anything to deserve this kind of a thing? No. In the first 2 instances, there were prayers. My mother prayed, and Swami answered. In the 3rd instance, there was no chance for even anybody to pray. But he was there to rescue me. He landed me safely on the ground. So God acts. He acts when you call him to act. He acts on his own when you are his own. So you need to develop that bondage with Swami. Fortunately, my parents did. So he knew that, yes, I was falling, and he came to this place and saved me. What kind of a GPS he has got to locate my address when I was in Chennai and he was in Puttaparthi? We don't know. Since you are all inquisitive people, try to find out what made him come all the way from Puttaparthi to save me. Okay? So next we go to the next incident of my elder brother, Mr. Nageshwar Rao. Nageshwar Rao is there now at Puttaparthi. Right now, he has come from Dallas. He is about 83 years old. Now, when he was 9 years old, they were celebrating Diwali. It was in 1952. Diwali was on the 17th October, and they were celebrating Diwali, and the earlier day to Diwali was Naraka Chaturdashi. On that day, they go earlier out into the bazaar, and they buy crackers, and then they burst the crackers in the morning. And next day, full-fledged on Diwali day, they buy the crackers once again, or they use the crackers they have bought and then burst them on the next day full-fledged. The first day after the Naraka Chaturdashi, early morning bursting was done, he went out. He was a 9-year-old kid, as I said. He found that some of the crackers didn't burn properly. So similarly, there were a lot of crackers those days which were unburnt and left behind by the children. So he collected all of them. So to go into the science of burning of the cracker, there is a primary ignition and a secondary ignition. Primary ignition is that vati you see, you use a matchstick to burn it, and it catches fire, and then it ignites the secondary part which has to ignite, that is more powerful. It could be a bomb, it could be a flower pot, or whatever it is. Now those, because of some difficulty in the manufacturing, the primary ignition took place, but the secondary ignition did not take place. So he collected all those crackers, put them onto a newspaper, piled them up, and he thought, along with his friends, that why not we burn this and enjoy a flower pot of type of a thing. So as kids, we do several things. Knowingly, unknowingly, we do several things. So this kind of a thing happened. And instead of burning at the tip of the newspaper and trying to see how it ignites, he put the whole matchstick in the center of the pile, and the whole thing caught fire, and he lost his hand. The whole hand got burnt. So immediately my father took him to the doctor, family doctor, Chidambaram Garu, and then showed the hand. The doctor examined the hand and said he put a small bandage over it after an ointment is placed. And that's tomorrow is Saturday, Diwali day. Sunday is also a holiday. On Monday, we'll take him to the general hospital. And then he called my father back and said, at the general hospital, they may run an X-ray. There could be ample chances of amputation being done because all the nerves and muscles in the hand have been burnt completely. So with this sad news, we came back. There was no Diwali the next day. That's what we thought. So on Friday evening, so my brother was in immense pain, so the ointments and the painkillers did some job. So he went to sleep. Next to him was my mother. At 3 o'clock in the night, as per the prayers that we have prayed for, Swami appeared in the Chennai house of Chaudhary Garu. He appeared to my brother Nagesh. He said, "What happened?" Nagesh, he has informed, "Swami, this has happened. It was my mistake, I shouldn't have done this." Swami said, "Be careful, don't do it once again. I will heal you." He created vibhuti, put it on his hand, again applied a tilak mark with vibhuti and said, "It will heal, don't worry." So my brother tried to wake up my mother, saying that Swami had come, but by the time my mother has woken up, Swami was not there. So all the family, including my mother, were happy that Swami had come. They were all courageous enough. Now that Swami has come, something better will happen. They're all assured of that. But my mother was deeply depressed because having come all the way to see my son, you didn't give me a darshan. Am I not worth it? That was my mother's feeling. Anyway, the Diwali day, the Saturday night also, Swami appeared in my mother's place. He has assured my mother once again, "There are my children. I will take care of them. You don't have to worry." So saying this, again, Swami was not able to give us any darshan, the rest of the people. And then, so this is what my mother had told. So after the third day, we have taken my brother to the doctor. The doctor opened the bandage. He saw the wound and then said, "Chaudhary Garu, is it the same hand that you have shown me the other day?" So my father was perplexed. He said, why doctor, why do you say that?" "No, this hand is 99% healed. There is no requirement to go to the general hospital anyway. I will give you the bandage once again. Let him keep changing the dressing every alternate day and he will be all right within 3 to 4 weeks." I address to all of you people that after the 4th week, on 10/11/1952, on November 10th, Swami sent a letter to us saying that, I will read it out in English. It's so compassionate that, "I came the night Nagesh's hand was burnt. I applied vibhuti. The next day, I also appeared to your Griha Lakshmi." Swami calls the people who are married as Griha Lakshmis. So Swami also said, "I also appeared to your Griha Lakshmi Vijaya Lakshmamma. I am looking after everything. What other work do I have?" He is defining himself. Please listen carefully. "What other works do I have? Who considers your joy as my food, your happiness as my comfort, and your welfare as my all, and thus spend time. My only work is to look after the happiness and sorrow of my devotees." This is the definition that the God has written. This is published also in Sanatana Saradi in black and white, right? Now if you got any doubt that if you want to share your sorrow or your happiness, there is one phenomena called God. You can definitely do that at any point of time because he himself said that. Now my father used to take us to Puttaparthi during his high court holidays and our school holidays. Generally these holidays were about 3 months and we used to go and then spend 3 months at Puttaparthi. I don't know how many of students have gone there and stayed more than 1 week at Puttaparthi, at least now. But we did it. How did we do it and what did Swami made us do for 3 months at Puttaparthi at a stretch? Now, every year we would spend 3 months in Puttaparthi during court and school holidays. In the mornings after breakfast, we used to assemble in Swami's room. First thing that we do is go to Swami's room, right? To do Pada Seva. We used to do Pada Seva, and being children, we are allowed to do the fanning of Swami. Those days there was no power, no electricity, no electric fans. But even summer holidays, Swami was sweating profusely, and we had the opportunity. Two of the boys, one, me and my brother possibly, or anybody else, we used to stand on both sides of this Swami's chair and used to use his hand fans. They're all made of palm leaves. They used to hurt us a little bit, but not much compared to the punya that we get out of it. Nowadays we have got vinjamaras which are more delicate, but those days Swami liked these palm leaves with which we were fanning Swami. So that was the first thing that we were doing in the morning. Then at 9 a.m. the bhajans would start. Swami would sometimes sit on the carpet like this in front of the Simhasan and do bhajans along with us. He used to lead us in the bhajans. The bhajans would start with Sri Ganesha Shivani Kumara and would continue up to 11 a.m., sometimes up to 12 noon. We all used to participate, we used to sing in the way that we could sing, follow Swami. If we are able to follow Swami as chorus, it's the most wonderful and joyful thing that we can experience. Now, after 12 o'clock, since I was a small child, I was given the opportunity to go on from the ladies' side to the dining room with a pack that my mother used to make Swami's food curries and whatnot. And then we used to go to the first floor and deposit them at the designated place. All the ladies used to have a designated place where they used to keep the carriers or the tiffin carriers. And Swami used to come there, and then Swami used to open the plate, and then he used to choose, from there, you put this curry from here, you put this particular sambar from here, rice from this place. So he used to give equal opportunities to all the ladies who have sent their baskets or who themselves were there. A funny thing I will share with the Mahilas there, if Swami was late by any chance, instead of 12 o'clock, he is late by another 15, 20 minutes or maybe half an hour, the ladies were to roll the empty vessels from the staircases. It used to make a lot of noise. The ladies' side of the dining hall and the gents' side where we used to sit, there was a veranda in between. All of you must be knowing that, right? So Swami used to hear that noise and immediately stop whatever he is talking and rush to that other side, just to please them, right? This is one of the things I shared because they were very particular, so loving towards Swami that he should not be late for his lunch. So in the evenings, generally, Swami used to take everybody to Chitravati. Now, on the days that he was not taking to Chitravati, we used to water the plants there. So there was only Swami's mandir, and on the northeast side, where the boys' college hostel was there were only 4 rooms. And there was nothing else, open yard, with trees, orange trees, lemon trees, coconut trees, and mango trees were there. And there was opposite to the Ganesh temple, you have this Nagadevata Vigrahas. There was a big well. So we used to draw water from that particular well and then do this seva to all those plants which were there. So from that age, Swami was careful that we also have to be trained in the activity of seva. Seva to those living creatures or plants, we call them, which will not be in a position to return anything in return to us. This is a selfless seva that Swami has taught us, that yes, go to the plants, give them some water, right? Now, as small children, we used to carry the empty vessels only from there and pass it on, and the elders used to fill them in full to the brim and then pour water to the plants. Now, during that time only, Swami used to get some fruits and then pass it on to us. He used to toss, like a cricket match. All the elders used to catch them. It so happens that all the fruits will land into the hands of the devotees there. They don't have to practice themselves to become uh, league players to catch those oranges. The oranges used to land safely into the hands of the devotees who are standing there. So, as we have seen, the time utilization was taught to us by Swami. Yes, morning you go, pray, and do the fanning for Swami in Swami's Padaseva. Then do the Namasmarana. Namasmarana, I think you all do every day. We know why Namasmarana is being done. So from the long ages, we are carrying what is called the, as per the Karma Siddhanta, Prarabdha Karma is what we say. And that gives usually the mala in the heart. If you want to purify your heart, the only of removing the mala is to do Namasmarana. So Namasmarana is taught on in that particular, for that particular reason. And Swami has taught it right from our childhood, all these activities of seva and doing the Namasmarana. Then another thing is, as I have told you, there were only plants and there were no other accommodation that is available in Prashanti those days. The devotees who had to come, they were having their belongings kept under the shade of the tree, and then they used to attend to their normal activities. Our job as children was to line them up, line the beds with the boxes on top and then a mat underneath, and keep them tidy and clean, so that when Swami comes for darshan, the whole place looks very clean and neat. So he also taught us how to live a disciplined life. During festivals, we would assess the elders, like we have stringing the flowers, or the streamers were there, right from Mandiram's top. So there was Swami's sculpture there, and from the top of that to the poles that are around, there were about 9 poles on the gents side and another 9 poles on the Mahila's side. We used to run streamers of the cloth or paper right from the top to the bottom, and then on the festival's day, they used to look very attractive. Or we wrap around all those pillars, white and red cloth alternatively, to make the whole place more, more colorful. So we also used to help in the canteens, making different types of rice and chapati, etc., etc. Then on the Dasara day, Kasturi Garu, he used to come around and then take the list of boys or girls who are going to render padyams on the Dasara day. This list was sent to Swami, and Swami used to approve some of these names and say, okay, these are the people who are eligible to sing the padyams or poems. Now, if you can permit me, I will sing the poem that I sang in front of Swami when I was 7 years old. Mind you, it was 70 years old. That is 70 years back, I sang this poem in front of Swami. Swami was standing just like this by my side, and he was giving me courage to sing that poem. I will sing that in Telugu and give the translation in English. भंडन भीमुडार्त जन बांधवुडुज्वल बाण तूण कोदंड कला प्रचंड भुजतांडव कीर्तिकिन राममूर्तिकिन रेंडव साटी दैवमिक लेडनु सुन्गडगट्टि भेरिका डांड 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 निनदंबुलु जांडमु निंड मत्त वेदंडमु नेक्की चाटेदनु दाशरथी करुणापयोनिधि. This is the song from the Dasharathi Shatakam, which was written by Kancharla Gopana, now being referred as Ramadas. Hyderabad has got a wonderful history. Lord Rama and Lakshmana appeared in Hyderabad 400 years ago. You believe it? You don't know. That's what the legend says. Ramadasa was the Tahsildar of Bhadradri. Those days, he renovated Rama's temple by collecting the taxes from the people, and that those taxes were supposed to go to the government treasury. So the people have assured that this time we'll use it for the renovation of the temple, and next time when the crop comes up, we'll pay the remittance to the government. So with that, he renovated the temple, and this got into the news to the Nizam there, those days, the rulers of Hyderabad, Abul Hussain Tanisha was the king there. Then he said, no, 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 you can't use public money for such activities. Let us jail him till he returns the money. Now it fell upon Lord Rama and Lakshmana to come all the way, wherever they are, I don't know, to Golconda Fort, to the jail where Ramdas was jailed, and then pay back the money in golden mohurs printed with Rama. This is the legend as it goes. And even today, the rulers of Hyderabad, now Telangana, they go to Bhadradri temple on Sri Ramanavami day and offer the pearls as well as new clothes. The Hyderabad rulers those days also did it, and the current government also does it. So it approves that yes, Lord Rama will come to the rescue of the people, though you have not seen him, as Jayadev was saying. Krishna will also come to your risk, though you have not seen them, provided you do the right thing and pray him for. Now the English translation of that poem, if at all it has got any academic value, I will read that out. The fearless in battle, the relative of the suffering, with blazing arrows, quiver and bow, Rama, whose fame is immense from the mighty dance of his arms, there is no other god equal to him. I will proclaim this by beating the drum with the sound, da-danda danda, so that the universe is filled, riding a mighty elephant. O Dasharatha, ocean of compassion. Now, what happens after that is, after rendering the poem, you are a selfish guy all the way. Now you have rendered such a beautiful poem, and then Swami liked it, he was happy. So there must be some prize for it, right? Now, during the prize distribution also, Swami comes from the stage. Where is the stage? It is in the, it's not the Kalwant Hall, it was the Purnachandra Auditorium. But before Purnachandra Auditorium, there was only a makeshift dais. From there he called me, Re Dadanda Danda. This is the name that he had given me. So this Dadanda Danda comes up the stage and he said, I don't have a Kodanda. Kodanda is Rama's will, the Rama's bow. So I don't have that, but I can give you a Vishnu Chakra, the alternate to that Kodandam. So saying, he has given me a toy with a chakra on top and a string to pull so that the chakra will fly. Now he not only did that, he pulled the string and the chakra went up. And our Rajareddy Garu, who stands by the side of Swami every time, he goes and catches up before it falls onto the ground and then retrieves it to Swami. And Swami again puts it on. He shows me how to do this winding operation so that I can play with it. Now you are also elderly people, you have got your own nieces and nephews. How many times have you played with a toy that your nephew brings in? Have you seen the happiness that comes out of the boy when really sees a little complicated toy being handled by an elderly person who shows him how to do that, and then he can enjoy the rest of his life playing with that? Swami did it. This is how the affection needs to be shown to the children. You need not be always selfish like me, just playing with the toy. But you can enjoy the bliss of sharing the love with someone whom you know by showing him how to play with the toys also. So I was overjoyed and I thought, this is a good opportunity every Dasara, let me come here and then render a poem or a bhajan or song and then get the blessings of Swami and make Swami very happy. This is the bottom line. And mind you, Swami is a great motivator. Otherwise, he wouldn't have left so much of infrastructure for us to enjoy the benefits. You have there at Prashanti Nilayam, you have at Brindavan, we have it at Shivam and Sundaram also in Chennai and places like Delhi and other places. So, Delhi and Kodaikanal. So, all these places have been made and then given to us to enjoy. Let us be here and follow his path, enjoying the infrastructure facilities that he has left behind. When I was about 7 years old, I had a good opportunity of going with Swami to Horsley Hills. Horsley Hills is about in Madanapalli, about 300 kilometers, I suppose, from Puttaparthi. And there, the whole family went. The whole family consists of, I have forgotten to tell you, that my father, mother, my elder sister Lalita, my eldest brother Nagesh, elder brother Prasad, and me. That's the whole family like. And all of us were taken there in cars up to Madanapalli, and from Madanapalli to the top of the hills by jeeps, because it's about 400 feet high. The cars wouldn't have gone those days. Now, the moment we have settled down, the next day morning Swami says, let's go for a walk. So we trooped around. Since it was 4,000 feet, the clouds in that season were touchable to our hands. So Swami was leading amongst the clouds, and his ganas were following. It's like a film scene that I can narrate. We were all following blissfully, and Swami was going with his escorts, Mr. Ramnath Reddy and Krishna Reddy, who knew the place very well. They were showing him around. And suddenly what Swami does is he stops and then claps like this. And apples appear in his hands. From nowhere, from 4,000 feet high, that area is not known to be growing apples at all, but apples appear in his hands. And he distributes them, so cut it and enjoy. So not only apples, we had several types of sweets that came in one after the other as and when we moved. We stayed there for about 7 days. On another day, Swami said, I'll create Shirdi Sai Baba in his 9 poses. So we were very alert, like all your boys. And whenever we had a chance, we picked up a rock and showed it to him. Swami, can you make this 9 poses of Shirdi Sai on this rock? Swami said, no, this is not suitable for it. But I will do something. He used to take that rock, put it on another flat piece of rock, cover it with his handkerchief. You know, the entourage always has like the, cleaning his vibhuti, we used to carry some kerchief. That kerchief, he spread it on top of it, and then he taps on it. That particular rock, in the same shape, it was converted into rock candy. We call it this kalakanda. Misri call it in Hindi. It was converted into that. Now, my dear students here, I would like to say, with the scientific knowledge I have got, Jaideep said that I was from IIT Chennai, and I also in chemistry. I also studied geology. I know a little about rocks and a little about the chemistry of rocks. The geological formation could be a limestone or could be a granite type of a rock, and it has iron, aluminum, silicate as its atoms. I know you're all commerce people. I hope I'm not taking you for a ride. Now, the whole of this rock, which is iron, aluminum, silicate atoms, is converted to rock candy, which is carbon, oxygen, and hydrogen. It is like your sugar that you take. We don't eat rocks, but we can eat rock candy. So nobody questioned Swami, and we accepted Mahima. But with the scientific knowledge that I have got, I'll tell you, it is not possible. Even if you send it to Baba Atomic Research Center to convert this 1 kg of rock into kalakanda or rock candy. Even if they do it, they will charge you. Say, let us say all the people who are here, they will be given 10 truckloads of kalakanda instead of converting that rock into 1 piece of kalakanda. Okay? It is not possible. It is totally divine force that could convert this rock into a kalakanda. So mind you, we are living and we are talking about such a phenomena which can do things which no other top grade laboratory can do it. I wish we have some people who understand this scientific basis behind all these mahimas and then extol them so that we get more convinced, we get more faith in what we are doing. So on another evening, during dinner at Horsley Hills itself, Swami was eating his dinner. Then he suddenly mixed up all the curries and then sambar and maybe buttermilk also. And then he took 2 morsels of food and then he got up and then fell flat in the next room. This was totally unexpected of all of us. Swami walked out and fell flat. So Raja Reddy Garu, Venkatraman Garu from Chennai and Vasan Garu from Bangalore, I suppose, they went and then lifted him up. The doors were closed for us and then put him on his cot. We were all stunned, and then we could not eat any further our dinner. We left out, and then somebody told that Swami has gone into trance. Trance is a mechanism where Swami leaves his body, his physical body, and goes away to the place. Where did he go? He went to talk or give a soothing word to a devotee somewhere far away. And by the time he returned, or just before that, Vibhuti came from his mouth. This was the narration of the elderly people. So at the age of 7 or 8, I got this demonstration of the Leela that Swami doesn't stay in the body. Swami doesn't mean the physical appearance that we have got. He goes out, he leaves his body to save some devotee who is in great trouble. So we are here with our bodies, something pricks on our body. Maybe the mosquito comes and bites. We are upset. We would like to take care of our body so nicely and so protectively. But here is Swami who throws away his body for the sake of a devotee. So we should understand the phenomena of Swami here once again. He is out there to do anything for us. He has come to do things only for us and not anything for himself. This is the utmost of the selfless love he has got for the devotees amongst whom he is here. So next day morning, it was normal. Then we went for a walk, right? There was no disturbance at all. And then, he has created, in the evening here in the bhajan, he has created a photo from his hand. In Shivam, we have got a big photo, this type of photo, or this size photo, which he has created on the inaugural day with his hand. It was rolling out of his hand. We framed it, it is still there. You can see. How many things come out from his hand? We don't know. How many tons of vibhuti comes? We don't know. Right? What is vibhuti? If you ask me chemistry, like a fellow who is in chemistry, they say it is calcium carbonate. Bhasmam is generally calcium carbonate. How many tons of it can be produced by a human being? We don't know. Now, and what it does? It cures any disease. In the first two instances where I was sick, I lost my life, and then he recovered me. One day it was for the lung disease. Second day it was for an abdominal disease. The same vibhuti, only one dose. The diagnosis is done late in the evenings where there is not much of a power, and instantly the medicine is created in the form of a vibhuti, and it works. 100% it works. And another week, another dose of vibhuti for another disease. And another time, another vibhuti comes out to save somebody's life in the last stages. So you understand the type of vibhuti that is being kept at his photo. And with those prayers, with the vibhuti mantram, let us apply this next time and see this is all-powerful medicine. It is a life-saving medicine also. So at the end of the Horsley Hills program, we requested Swami, what is the takeaway that we can go back to and cherish on it when we go back home? Swami was very kind. So he said, I will give you 2 slokas. I think you people also need to know that I'll pass it on to Mr. Let's say Jaideep or Shrikant. They can hand it over to you through your teachers at a later date. The poems go like that in Telugu. Nipada Kamala Sevayu, Nipada Archakulatoti Neyamu, Nitanta Apara Bhuta Dayanu, O Tapasa Mandara, Naku Dayasayagade. That means, O wish fulfilling tree of ascetics, please grant me the service of your lotus feet, friendship with those who worship your feet, and boundless compassion for all beings. The second sloka that Swami gave us was Anayesana Maranam Vina Dainyena Jivanam Dehante Tava Saujyam Dehante tava sayujyam, dehi me Parvatipate. O Lord of Parvati, grant me a life without destitution, a death without effort, merging into you after the body's end. So he also asked us to dedicate all the work that we do every day to Swami. Whatever you do, whether it is work or job or studies or whatever it is, you dedicate them to Swami. And he explained that before going to sleep at night, we should surrender everything to Swami, beg for forgiveness, whether the things that we have done rightly or wrongly, for our mistakes, and even pray for an appropriate punishment. This looks a little different, right? Why are you asking for punishment from Swami? Right? Punishment can be given in any ways. The best example Swami used to quote is, when you are living in this world, it is also a dream. When you go to sleep, it is also a dream. Now, if you receive a punishment in your dream to relinquish the mistakes that you have done in the awakening stage, that is the most wonderful thing happen. You can get your punishment in the sleep and get over the bad deeds that you have done for the day. So you ask at the night when you fall asleep, you ask for the punishment so that it comes in your dream, and the dream is when you wake up, all the mistakes that you have done during the daytime are rubbed off. So Swami used to write letters to us. We also used to write back the replies, or also ahead of Swami's letter we used to write. So Swami, as Jayadev was mentioning, he visited our home in Madras, in Guntur, as well as in Hyderabad. Now, after the Horsley visit, he also visited our home at Hyderabad. Now, before that, my eldest brother, Nagesh, he wrote a letter to Swami. For that, Swami has written a reply, which is translated into English, and I am giving it to you. Nagesh Bangaru, your letters have reached me. Contents are clear. Son, I will come soon. Bring you bliss. I am very happy. There are many devotees in Parthi. Many quarters are being built. Dasara is coming soon. Started work. Son, I am always with you. Do your daily prayers regularly. That is Swami's order. Golden children, you have to follow that way. Everything is for your benefit, is it not? Your welfare is my bliss. Besides that, what else is there for me? All my things are yours only. With long life, health, happiness, enriched with good education, qualify with grace and come up. This is for all of us. I'll repeat that once again. With long life, health, happiness, enriched with good education, qualify with grace and come up. Here my brother wrote to him about the film he has seen recently. Can you communicate with God about films that you have seen? We are apprehensive not to even tell Swami that you have seen a movie. But my brother, at the age of 15, he did it. And the reply is, the war between Rama and Anjaneya is not there in the scriptures, but it could be in films. The meaning is that God can be captivated by the chanting of His name. Devotion is more powerful than God's power. They made the film to show that. Do receive my blessings. This is what Swami wrote to my eldest brother Nagesh. He wrote a letter to my elder brother also, Prasad. So don't be afraid that he will not answer all your letters. He is not partial. He says, Prasad, I received your salutations. I hear the Omkaram you chant every morning. This is wonderful, sir. Swami is sitting in Puttaparthi. He hears the Omkaram that is being chanted in Hyderabad. And he commits to that. I hear the Omkaram you chant every morning. I see that you are repeating the prayers in the morning and night, as told by Swami. Golden children, do not forget these. Even if you forget other things, don't leave them. Swami is with you, will come soon. Keep learning and keep playing without fights. Have a long and healthy life. Be happy. Here there are many people and all are doing good. Then to me also, not to leave me behind, he wrote a small letter. I was about 9 years old only. I wrote a letter to Swami. He replied, he says, Sinu, your little letter reached. You wrote, how am I? I am good. I'm happy. You're also happy, are you not? Good. Don't fight with your brothers. Play amongst yourselves. Do not cry often. Do pray as told by Swami. Keep learning, will come soon. This is how compassionate Swami is, the God of all the universe, is able to find time to reply to a 9 years small letter that I had written. So you don't be afraid of, I think I would suggest some of the Samarpan people to have a letterbox here. Whenever you want to write a letter to be sent to Puttaparthi, to Kulvanthal, please keep that box ready. You can keep all your letters there and they will transport safely to Puttaparthi and give it in the Kulvanthal for Swami to answer to you directly. I hope I'm not asking for too many things. Swairam. So when I was about, when I was in the 7th class, I was in Prashanti once again. Prashanti those days had the small Swami's mandir, and then in front there was a lotus. So I was coming after my lunchtime towards Swami's veranda, and then Swami was passing by. From the veranda, he looked at me and said, "Hey, Sinu, come here." So I came to the lotus idol and then stood there, and then was trying to find out whether I have to go up and then see Swami there, or I can stand there and then listen to Swami. Swami was questioning me from there. So he asked me a few questions, when did you come and all that, and he said, how many subjects are there for your class? Remember, Swami is asking me when I was in the 7th class, how many subjects are there in your class? And how many marks did I get in each subject? And what is the reason for getting high marks and what is the reason for getting low marks? This was an open interview in front of everybody. My report card is being read out openly. I didn't feel shy about it because God is reading my report card. What else you want? You don't have to hide behind your mother's palu and then ask your father to sign the report card. Here it is, right in front of him. So I gave replies to the knowledge that I had, but I forgot to say, because of Swami's grace only, I got good marks. Then he was telling me, and during the conversation, I started saying Swami as Sir. He is my real headmaster, isn't it? Saying Sir was the proper thing because he was asking me questions about my education, my academic life. So he said, one should work for getting high marks. One should not have a liking or disliking on any subject. Please remember this. I like this subject, so I will do that. No, Swami doesn't allow that. He says you should like all the subjects and do justice by getting high marks in all subjects. And you should understand all subjects and find them use in daily life. So you should ask yourself, having read this lesson, how is it useful to my daily life? Your teachers are there. They are ready to answer this. They are useful to you, right? If not immediately, but in the future. So once you know the purpose of why you are reading those subjects, you will understand things better. And then definitely by Swami's grace, you will be scoring great marks. Now you're all commerce students. What is the aim that you should have while reading commerce? What is the use of commerce for the nation? Let's just say it is raising the GDP of our nation, right? Right from 1903, commerce is being introduced into degree colleges, if my information is correct. In 1899, I think some private colleges in Chennai, they have introduced commerce. So it's about 100 years old. The subject of commerce being taught in India is about 100 years old. And God knows how many colleges are there in India who are teaching commerce every year. So many graduates are already there. That is the reason India's GDP is at this level so high. So you have to be proud of being a student of commerce and you have to work towards increasing the GDP of our country. This is how you should plan. You are not a small boy in Whitefield amongst the 40 or 50 odd students who is learning commerce for getting a job. No, that is not the goal. Okay? If such higher goals are being kept in your mind, I'm sure you'll do well and bring credits to this institution which Swami is behind to support. So on another occasion, Swami appreciatively said, this boy Sinu will finish his inter in his 15th year to the devotees who have assembled in the Prashanti Nilayam, Swami's room. Then Janakaramaya Garu, Swami's brother, said, students from Bukkapatnam school will finish school final in the 17th year. School final is 10th class. They finish in the 17th year. Swami at that time, he was very interested in finding out what are the students doing, how the performance of the children are there, and what is the difference between a city-educated boy and a rural-educated boy. He wanted to bridge the gap, and in 1972, you have the Indirama High School coming up in Prashanti Nilayam. I'm running out of time, and there is a lot of stuff here. So I'll go on to the, as I was being told, that it is a personal experience that count more than the Leelas at large. I have eliminated all the Chitravati Leelas, which you might have read in any book. Now, I come to the personal experience that of mango fruit. You know, Swami used to give, as I told you, fruits from the veranda also. So once in a while, he used to bring, talk to about 6 to 7 people to come up the terrace of the Prashanti Nilayam. In the open terrace, they used to sit down and then eat mangoes, right? Now we have Swami who at a human angle, you have Swami at a God's angle. So he has to have the problem of mixing these two things together. In each incident he is involved into. Now as children, what we used to do is, we used to go up to the terrace, clean up the whole place, spread the carpets, make the water and all ready for the mangoes to be cleaned, and then offer the mangoes to them. The elders used to eat them, and then whatever is being left behind, or 1 or 2 pieces, we also used to get, and then we used to enjoy those fruits. One day I went late. Swami was already on the terrace with all the rest of the devotees, so I was hesitant in going up, whether I should go or not, because I was late. But anyway, I dared to go up, and then by the time I landed up on the terrace, Swami said, "Oh God, you are coming now, Sinu. All the mangoes are over. We have eaten them. This is the last fruit we are eating." And then he turns to Raja Reddy and says, "Raja, how tasty are these mangoes?" Raja Reddy says, "Yes, Swami, they are very, very tasty. Very nice. I have not eaten a mango like this in my life so far." Then the others, Kasturi Garu and my father, they also joined the troop, you know. Swami, whatever he says, we should follow. Then tears came into my eyes, because I missed out something so beautiful. They are describing about it. Now what do? So further teasing started, and then I started, you know, about to cry aloud. Swami looked at me like this. Then a thought flashed into my eyes. The thought came from Swami directly. And I thought about my mother and sister who are there in the room. They didn't come upstairs. They were not late. They didn't have mangoes. They are not crying. Just because I came late, should I cry? This was the thought that Swami has put into my head. The tears have stopped. I smiled back at Swami. Imagine at the age of 9, me smiling back to Swami at this particular thought. All my worries are gone. Single shot, they are gone by the look of Swami. So divine it is. So when you come for darshan, or when you see the darshan videos, don't forget to look into the eyes of Swami. They are so powerful, even now they are so powerful. You look into them, he puts a thought, the right thought, into the right brain. So you are devoid of all your grievances. So when I came down, after they washed it, Swami puts 5 to 6 mangoes into a small basket and says, "Go and enjoy with your mother and others." He read my thought through and through. He put that thought. Otherwise, where is the choice of saying that, "Go and share them with your mother and sister"? Okay? So whenever we have problems also, when we have got such situations where we are not able to come out of the situation, please, I repeat, that you have to bring in another thought into your brain, and then remove that thought from your minds, so that you are calm and you can do what you want to do. An external object like a mango should not trouble you so much. Mango is there now, it may not be there out of season tomorrow, but it doesn't matter. Okay? So having talked about Pathamandiram and Prashanti Nilayam, let's talk about Brindavan. So I came to Brindavan earlier when Nandanam was there earlier, that side of the bridge, and then Swami shifted to this Brindavan. I came with my mother that time. Then there was a bungalow, right across the gate there, and we were allowed to have an accommodation there. So we used to stay there, and Swami's house was there on that side. My mother and I used to walk there, and then have our breakfast, lunch, and dinner with Swami. As usual, one day I was doing the Seva activities, bhajan activities, and listening to Swami's speeches whenever that was possible. And one day it so happened that I worked hard, possibly, that is to my benefit. I slept in the afternoon, and the tiffin time, the snack time was about 3 o'clock, and I could not make it at 3 o'clock. So I thought, okay, let me skip the tiffin and then join the Seva activity at 3:30. At 3:30, a messenger comes to my room. Swami is calling you. My God, he says, this is the second time that is happening. I don't know what kind of privilege I will have by going late once again. So I ran there, and then Swami was sitting in the dining hall, and the ladies were sitting on the left-hand side. On the right-hand side, generally where the men folk sit, I sat there apologizing to Swami. Swami allowed me to sit there, and then signaled the dining hall people to serve me the snack. Those ladies have come little late because their bus was late or so. So Swami has a special arrangement. In the process, he thought about me and then said, okay, why don't we get this boy also here? So those days, puris were made. Swami likes puris which are made very crisp. That means when you break them, they used to make a lot of noise. So I was the only person sitting by the side of Swami's chair. If I break the puri, Swami will hear. I don't want to disturb the Swami. Even if I put it and munch it, even that sound also will disturb Swami. So what I was doing was to make small pieces of puri, then put it into my mouth, and then wet them in the mouth, and then only swallow along with the curry. All the people who have served me these puris, they were staring at me because one puri is not yet finished after 10 minutes. So Swami looked at them and looked at me and said, Veedu purilu nanchi tintunnadu. Swamiki kopam vastundinemo ani. He is wetting the puris and then eating them because Swami may get angry with him. So he said, no, you carry on in the usual way. This is what I want to convey. Swami reads the thoughts of everybody. He read my thought. He appreciated why I was not eating the puri fast. And he was also looking at the people who are serving me. He understood why they are feeling impatient that I was not eating fast. And then he answered all the questions in one single answer. This is Swami. He has got so much of love to send an elderly man to my room and asking me to come for tiffin at the late hours also, and then answered all the queries of the people. So, I will try to end up this session with the Swami's visit to my parents' house. Swami always said that all houses are his. When we were in Madras, mind you, at Madras, Swami played caroms with my brothers. Can you imagine that? In the year 1950s or 52s, he played caroms sitting with us, and then he cheated. After the red, a coin has to be, put into the pocket to score even. Then he removed the coin from the opposition party and then put it aside. So after the red was hit, there was no black to be hit. So my brother saw this and said, Swami, you are cheating. Swami lovingly put back the coin and said, this is the lesson that you have to learn. you should not cheat at any point of time. Even if you are losing, you should not cheat. This is a lesson Swami has playfully made us learn. Then when he comes to Hyderabad, let's see how he comes to Hyderabad. He comes to, in an entourage, there are 4 or 5 people, 4 or 5 cars that come in. Swami walks in with 2 people only, and the rest of the people stay in the car. He comes in and then asks us to go and take care of the people who have come with Swami, including those people who are staying in the car. So we used to run out of our gate and bring them all together. My mother used to keep all the refreshments ready to serve to about 15, 20 people. We used to put them on the table. They say, go, go, go. Swami has come to talk to you people, and you are wasting time in taking care of us. But Swami will not permit you to sit with him if you are not taking care of the devotees who are accompanying. Please remember this. The main guest who comes to the house of yours is important, besides the people who come along with him. Don't ever ignore them. Swami doesn't like it. No, once he comes to the house, it is his house. All houses are his houses only, but he knows in and out of the house. He goes to all the rooms. He says, this is the puja room, is it not? And he's already there in the puja room. He goes to the kitchen and says, oh, these are the things you have cooked today. Then once he went to the courtyard, he asked one of the boys there to dig under the neem tree, about 1 foot, created vibhuti, put it there, covered it up, and came back and said, this is for the welfare of the family. This is the care Swami takes care. He never told us that he is coming to do this kind of a thing at our home, nor we do know about it. But he knows everything. Omniscience, omnipresence, right? So he did that. So on a Vinayak Chavati day, I think this is what I will recall once again, the last few minutes. So when he came to our house in Hyderabad, we had a stack of books by the side of Vinayaka, for the puja of Vinayaka. He came around and asked, where are the notebooks? So we put only the textbooks generally. So we bought a stack of notebooks also and showed it to Swami. Swami took and read 1 page of the other. I said, why is Swami looking into the notebooks with an unlegible handwriting of ours? So Swami said, showed it to people who have come there and see, golden children, they write on each page, each notebook, Sri Sai Ram or SSSB. There was no Likita Japam on those days. It is an impromptu reflection of our thoughts that whenever we start a work, we should have Swami's name on the top of the page. We wrote SSSB, Sri Sathya Sai Baba, in English, and Telugu we used to write Sri Sai Ram. So this helped us when you are writing the examination, hope the teachers won't mind. We used to put a blot on the top, S, another S over it, another S over it, and a small b, as though we are checking the pen, whether it is writing or not. And we used to do that and write even in the annual exams, we were dare enough to do it, and there was no objection so far from the teacher's side for that. And we scored positively from the materialistic point of view, good marks in all subjects. So be blessed, and whenever you write anything on every day, on each notebook, if you have got 7 notebooks, all the 7 more notebooks and 200 pages, 1400 names of Swami should be there on your notebooks. So Swami celebrated father's Shashti Purti in 1959 at Prashanti Nilayam. After exchanging the garlands, Swami gave the clothes and blessed them both, and then he took my father Swami aside and gave him a big hug. This reminded me of the hug Hanuman had got from Sri Rama. So my father spent all his life, right from 1949 upwards to 1969 with Swami, about 20 years. And in the last stages, after performing my sister's marriage, Swami had given him the opportunity of merging with him. Swami was sitting in the Purnachandra Auditorium Hall, and my father, who went all alone, he was sitting next to him. Swami came and sat by my father's side, And then he looked meditatively at my father for about 10-15 minutes, and then he moved away. Next day morning at Prashanti Nilayam itself, my father was not there, so his body was sent back to Hyderabad. And during this period, I had dreams of Swami asking me, one of your parents have to leave. You choose. I thought this is a bad dream. Again the same thing repeated. Then, as a non-challenged son, I offered myself. Swami, they're all settled. My father, mother, sister, brothers are all employed. I am the only one who is a student as such. So why don't you take me? He said no. So he was preparing me for the event, and it happened. The body came in Shivam. Next to Shivam, there is Satyamurthi's house. His van was sent. So my mother and all, we received it and then completed the rituals. For the 1 year's anniversary, we went to Prashanti Nilayam. He took both of my brothers together and then said, I am here, don't worry. That is the kind of assurance he had given us. So with that, I will conclude. If you want me to add a few more minutes, I will add. Otherwise, okay. So, okay, this was up to the school final stage or intermediate stage. During graduation, I was in the Usmania University Science College. There were two professors from geology side. Dr. Balakrishna, who is the son of Suri Bhagavantam. He was the advisor for the Defense Ministry those days. He was the geology department, and Vijay Rao Garu was also there in the department. In Telugu department, we have Divakarla Venkatadharani and Birdu Krishnamurti Garu. All of them are Sai devotees. No, they are like blinders for me. Whenever I go out, I see these people, I know Swami is watching me. You are so fortunate. You are so fortunate that you are in this campus and all the teachers are available for you 24 hours a day, in the daytime, and also the hostel warden is also there for you. So they are the blinders for you. They will not allow you to go away from your main track. The world is so large. It has got so many, it throws so many types of entertainments, inducements to you. But you have to be careful. You have to follow that. You are a student. Your duty, your discipline, and your devotion remain with you till you reach your goal. So in the graduation studies, that was what Swami has provided me for. When I went to the post-graduation studies, same at Hyderabad, then my brother's marriage had come in December, and then due to some Telangana agitation, my exams were postponed. It so happened, both of them coincided. My final MSc exams as well as my brother's wedding were immediately on the next few days. So I prayed to Swami. This is a Y junction. Should I go or should I not go? Because my eldest brother's marriage I cannot miss. At the same time, I cannot miss my MSc exam until unless I have some force, some helping hand who says, go ahead and attend the marriage, come back and write the exam. So I sincerely went and attended the marriage, came back and prayed fervently to Swami. Swami, now that your permission is given, why not you see that my question paper is set in such a way that all the questions that I have read and remembered, there is a clause also, and remembered, should only appear in the exam. So Swami did that. And I stood first in my MSc, first in the college. In BSc, I got a 9th rank in the university. So Swami was guiding me through and through. Now, after my MSc, I came for my PhD program. Now, again, the incident happened at Brindavan only. I came here all alone. Of course, I was supported with my MSc lecturer's recommendation letter to the Central College here. One Dr. Reddy was there. No, if it is possible, you may admit him in PhD. So I came here and sat down with Swami. Swami, tell me, I had an offer of my lecturer's job already, but I came here and asked Swami, because he is the one who knows all. Why should I go in a wrong track, especially when I am starting my career? So I asked I sat there. For first 2 days, I was allowed to stay in that guest house there. Then after that, a family was coming in. So all the youth boys who were staying there were asked to vacate, go and stay elsewhere in Kadigudi. We went and stayed in 3 or 4 places in Kadigudi, which is the cheapest rental places. And then we ate the food there only because Swami's kitchen was not accessible to us. 9 days have passed. All my money is gone. Right? I came for 2 days, so he was testing me. So I said, okay, it is better to be tested by Swami. I don't mind starving also if Swami gives me the guidance. So on the 9th day, he called me. He put his hand into my palm like this, and then by the end of the day, evening, he asked me to come for an interview. So he said, go and do your PhD. So he didn't tell me where I should do the PhD. And then my purse was empty. So I looked at Swami. Then Swami said, kharchulu ayi untayi kada. You must have incurred some expenditure. So there was a pack of 100 rupee notes on the table, suddenly appearing. So he picked up 200 rupees and then gave it to me and said, now go home and go for your PhD program. So this is a blessed place for me that it has guided me for a PhD. And I went and joined IIT Madras for my PhD program. So Swami didn't leave me there at that time. So at IIT, when I was in IIT doing my PhD program, I used to go to this in Sundaram at Madras. I used to attend all Thursdays, and few of the IIT colleagues were also there attending these bhajans on Thursdays. Then we said the group is about 10 or 12 people in IIT. IIT has got about 15 hostels. I think you know, all of them are named after the rivers only. So all the BTech people, MTech people and the PhD people joined together, about 12 of them. We started doing bhajan in a school under the staircase. We took the permission and then we put a carpet there, put a chair and put Swami's photo there and started doing bhajans. Later on a Guru Paurnami day, we started with our Nagar Sankirtanam also. There was a Jalakanteshwara temple. We did Pradakshina around it with a Nagar Sankirtan. Swami must have been very pleased because in the next visit to Madras, when our IIT devotees and students went and approached Swami, Swami said, okay, I'll come to IIT. So we were very much happy that for the first time, maiden visit of Swami is going to be there in IIT Madras. We assembled together at the Taramani guest house. We were doing bhajans. When Swami entered, he answered all the questions put across by the IIT guys. They were all smart guys, especially Tamil-speaking people. I bowed to them. They were talking about questions about Advaita, Visishta Advaita and all that. Swami answered very lovingly to all of them. And then he came back and said, Are, ninnu Srinivas antarata kada. That means you are being referred as Srinivas here? I said, yes, Swami. Then he said, he patted me, asked my welfare, and then went back. We saw Swami off after 1 or 2 days in IIT. Then I was told by a colleague of mine that when they went and invited Swami to come to IIT Madras, Swami said, ma Seenu unnadu kada akkada. He remembered me and said, oh, that boy Seenu is there no in IIT? So those people said, Swami, Srinivas, there is a research scholar in chemistry there, Swami. Vade. So how compassionate it is, and what is that sarvajnata or omniscience of Swami? He knows everything. Having come from Puttaparthi to Madras, having been referred as IIT, he knows that Sinu is there in IIT. So you cannot forget such loving God anyway. So after finishing, I was at the edge of finishing my IIT thesis, and then there was an offer letter from a multinational company at Bombay, based in Madras. Then I took the offer letter to Kulwant Hall, showed it to Swami. Swami said, if they are giving such a lovely job, go and join. I was hesitant to go to Bombay because the cultures are different. I was not knowing whether I can fit into that culture and go ahead in my life. Swami assured me that. For that only I went. And Swami said, go ahead. And then my PhD was finished in the next year. Then after getting my PhD, they started calling me a doctor. Swami, when we were children, told my mother, one of your child will be an engineer, another will be a doctor. Since I was not going into the MBBS track, I thought there was some mistake. But when I got my PhD, they started calling me a doctor. So that is how the word that Swami gave it to my mother stood its test of time. My brother's marriage and my sister's marriage were performed at Prashanti Nilayam only. When my father has requested Swami to perform the marriage of my sister, he organized for it, and then he called both the parties, and then he did that. And my brother's marriage was also performed at Path Mandiram. Earlier, my sister's marriage was done at Bhajan Hall. So now that my brother's marriage was over, I also got married to my wife Harshalata here, whose father is Balaya Garu. Balaya Garu was in the cine field. He was an engineer from Gindi Engineering College. He was acting in films. He was also directing films. Many films he had made the stories have been translated to Kannada also and Hindi also. Mawalis is one of the Hindi films. So when I went to Prashanti Nilayam, I was introduced to a film distributor who is to show films after editing to Swami. This was a great news to me that Swami sees films. Okay. Then he also mentioned that Swami asked him to show films to the college boys also after the editing is done properly. Then next time when I visited and saw this gentleman, he said, Annamaya film. Narayan Suri is the character that was played by my father-in-law, Mr. Balaya there in that film. Swami has seen that and he appreciated the role of your father-in-law who played that Narayan Suri, Annamaya's father. Then a small prayer got into my head. If such is the way that Swami is moving towards the extended family, as our Jayadeep was saying, so why not my father-in-law have a role in the next film that is going to be made at Prashanti Nilayam? I was told that Shirdi Sai Parthi Sai tele-serial is going to be made by Anjali Devi, and I fervently prayed that Swami, please give a role to my father-in-law in that. And the film production company approached Mr. Balaya Garu, and then he was selected to play the role of Ganga Bhavadyudu, a Shirdi Sai Baba's father role that was given to me. We all went, the whole of the family was invited by the group to witness Swami's presence at Prashanti Nilayam after the film was shot completely. It was done in Karanam Subbamma Nagar, which you can see near the bus stand in Prashanti Nilayam. The sets were erected there. So during the interview, Swami has compassionately granted Mr. Balaya Garu with a ring, and also he said, you can build a house now. Balaya Garu was postponing building the house till that time. Then in 2 years' time, he finished this house. By 2020, Swami was able to see that Balaya Garu has finished his house building activity. So such is the grace of Swami. That is the same house we live in as on date. That he saw me when I was a small child, and then he brought me up to this level. He got the extended family into his fold by showering grace in all directions. Will we come to that? So my brother Jayadeep was saying that, I do a lot of work along with my members of the Amirpet Samiti group. So I thought I will share a few lines on this before I end. Nowadays we are reaching out to colleges. Don't be afraid. All the Samiti people will be approaching you also soon in Karnataka. What we are going to involve the students are in the following: disaster management, music therapy, spoken English, resume preparation, social etiquette, police, lawyer and medical care, medical camps, general ophthalmology and dental, Narayan Seva, industrial visits, visit to other renowned laboratories, employment opportunities through ICICI Foundation, the Unity runs. You have seen the cricket matches already, walk with values. Then PCOD is one of the things that we are doing for the girl children. their awareness, similarly the cancer awareness, then essay writing and debating competitions, devotional and national integration, singing competitions, then Premataru, plantation of trees, then Swachhata Se Divyatata, college cleaning, personality development, corporate tours to Deloitte, tea hubs, etc. Then we are teaching Vedam. Meda Suktam has been initiated already. So we are going to come up here also, I hope. Then assistance for students planning for abroad, like US consulate, etc., etc. Then last information from my spiritual coordinator. I'll just read it out in a minute. We all wanted to be successful in this life, right? So he has given me few notes about how you can become successful in this life. Swami stated that the purpose of his incarnate is to elevate human consciousness from humanity to divinity by self-transformation. Realize the divinity of his or her inner self and expand to universal oneness. That is, your inner self is inner self of all. The cause why one is not able to realize this state is due to mala, vikshepa and avarana forces around your causal body. These three are root causes of all sufferings and failures in life. For a successful and glorious life, it is essential that one needs to overcome these forces embedded in our system as tendencies and erratic behaviors. To help overcome mala, he set up work, seva as a means. Please participate. So please participate as many sevas as that the organization for your own evolution. To overcome avarana forces, he set up worship wings, which conducts bhajans, pujas and meditation and so on. To overcome vikshepa forces, he set up wisdom wing, jnana, in form of study circles, literature of Sai for elders, and Bal Vikas for developing character and wisdom in children. For self-transformation, it is important to manage change within oneself or outside world. It is important by imbibing work or Kriya Shakti, worship, Ichha Shakti, and wisdom, Jnana Shakti. We have the Saraswati Mata there. Principles in life. These three forces are the foundations of change management. He who masters these three masters both internal and external worlds. Sathya Sai organization provides facilities for you training ground to explore and exploit these like done in Gurukulam in Vedic times. Swami may not be there physically with us now, yet his presence is felt when you earn for your evolution. His guidance and protection is always felt when you follow this path of dharma, which is based on universal principle of work, worship and wisdom. So make use of these opportunities that Swami provides for your evolution. Jai Sai Ram. From birth, Swami was with me and will be with me always, is my belief. Once again, offering my pranams at the lotus feet of Swami, I offer my respects to parents who made my journey with Swami. I offer my thanks to all those who are present here, to the Sathya Sai Students alumni, to Sai Educational Institutions, Brindavan Administration, Sathya Sai Trust Karnataka and Sathya Sai Seva organizations in Karnataka district-wise. Jai Sai Ram. Sai Ram to all.
Sir made a beautiful mention. After all of this, in between his talk, he mentioned we should never forget what a loving God Swami is. It's a reminder for all of us how Sir so beautifully, through all the incidents that he recalled, these incidents may not be published in a book, because as today we have our teachers here, and I remember sitting in Trai and Ravi Kumar sir telling us that even if we make the whole world a paper, the whole ocean an ink, we cannot fill the leelas and beautiful experiences that Swami has blessed us with. But thanks to you, sir, we could taste a bit of from that ocean. A cup full, a handful of that beautiful Amrit was shared to us by you. And for that, we are very much grateful to you, sir, for being Swami's instrument in sharing his love with all of us. Sir is a PhD in chemistry, and what a divine coincidence that to felicitate him, we have two of our legends and professors of chemistry, Ravi Kumar sir and Sundareshan sir. I invite them to please felicitate sir. Few more announcements. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Ravi Kumar sir. Thank you, Sundareshan sir. Couple of announcements. Next Friday, 27th of March, the Ram Navami celebrations will be here in Brindavan. It will start at 5 a.m. With Omkar Suprabhatam, followed by Vedam at 8:30, Bhajans at 9 a.m., Manglarti at 10, and the evening program will start at 4:30 p.m. with Vedam, followed by special bhajans at 5, divine discourse at 6, and will conclude the Ram Navami at 6:20 with Mangalarti. We also have the next Samarpan talk scheduled on April 19. It will be given by one of our alumnus from Sathya Sai Institute, Sri T.S. Balaramchandran. So please please again make yourselves available to listen to divine stories that we get to hear because of this Samarpan as a vehicle. Sir already mentioned that he thanked the Sathya Sai organization. I will briefly extend the same gratitude to Brindavan Management Committee, the Sathya Sai Trust Karnataka organization, Seva organization, South Karnataka, Sathya Sai Seva Dal, and of course the institute and the hostel authorities for enabling and making Samarpan. This is the 178th edition of Samarpan, and it is continuing by Swami's grace, but it is continuing with everybody as Swami's instrument. Finally, a couple of more announcements. Today evening, for the devotees present here, there will be an opportunity to do parikrama of Trai Brindavan post Mangalarti, and there will be prasadam thereafter. I will now request the students to conclude the session with Mangalarti. Sir, please.
ॐ जय जगदीश हरे स्वामी सत्य साई हरे भक्त जना संरक्षक भक्त जना संरक्षक पति महेश्वर ॐ जय जगदीश हरे शशिवदना श्रीकरा सर्वा प्राणपते स्वामी सर्वा प्राणपते आश्रित कल्पलतिका आश्रित कल्पलतिका आपद्बान्धवा ॐ जय जगदीश हरे माता पिता गुरुदैवमु मरियन्तयो नीवे स्वामी मरियन्तयो नीवे नाद ब्रह्म जगन्नाथ नाद ब्रह्म जगन्नाथ नागेन्द्र शयन ॐ जय जगदीश हरे ओंकार रूप ओजस्वी वो साई महादेव सत्य साई महादेव मंगल आरती अंदुको मंगल आरती अंदुको मंदर गिरिधारे ओम जय जगदीश हरे नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण 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 ओम नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम जय सद्गुरुदेवा नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण 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 ओम नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम जय सद्गुरुदेवा नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण 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 ओम नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम नारायण नारायण ओम जय सद्गुरुदेवा ओम शांति 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 समस्त लोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्त लोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्त लोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु ॐ शान्ति 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 जय बोलो भगवान श्री सत्य साई बाबा